Hey guys, Wavejump here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a special type of video where I'm going to be basically doing a hybrid video. Now let me do a quick bit of explaining before this video starts. So this is the advanced bit of the video, and essentially the way this video is going to work is there are two videos that are actually going to be released. The first video, or actually, they're both going to be released at the same time. One of the videos will be an advanced command block tutorial, and the other one will be a beginner command block tutorial. So as you could see here, we are going to be covering completely custom signs and a full execute rundown. So essentially, if I can explain this to you really quick, the full execute rundown is the advanced part of the tutorial. So this is that's this video, and I'm going to essentially be explaining every aspect of execute, because while I covered execute in my original command block tutorial, I really didn't cover every single aspect of it. There's the whole detect section of it, so we're going to be going over every single part of it there. And then in the other video, I'm going to be showing you, as a beginner command block tutorial, how to create completely custom signs, like this one, and when you click on them, you can have them run commands. For example, this one just says the sign is custom, create custom text. It really can be something really awesome. So yeah, these are the two things that we're going to be covering in this joint episode. So yeah, they're both going to be technically episode 12, except for the advanced one will be listed as episode 1. Kind of confusing, but anyways, yeah, we're just gonna hop straight into it. And by the way, I should mention that I tried to normalize the audio for these videos, which essentially means that the audio should sound pretty normal despite me moving back and forth on the microphone, and because that's a common complaint I've been getting lately, and it's something that I believe should not be an issue. So we're gonna head over here, and I'm gonna need to build a new platform soon, because as you could tell, this world is getting cramped. So we're gonna head right here anyways and take a look at the execute command syntax. So we're actually gonna make our I think I was off. So you'll notice if I run /execute, we have execute the entity name. So if you remember from my original command tutorial, you just put an entity name. So say I were to just do execute Wavejump games, their location, tilde tilde tilde, just exactly where they are. That is something I never really mess around with. And their commands. So say for example, say test. So you'll notice Wavejump game says test. Or I could do @e, which would do it for every single entity. So you'll notice we only have this many entities in the world right now. Ignore this first Wavejump games because that was from earlier when I ran it. But yeah, all of these blocks are in the world right now, or at least those are what are loaded up right now. And so that's a pretty simple part of execute. And we could always do some fancy stuff with that, but pretty much it's just a framework for using other commands. And yeah, if you want to see some cool uses of execute, actually, you could check out my command block dissection video, my first one, because I might release more in the future, where I take apart my old contraption that basically ran on execute. So I think you guys would enjoy that if you want to learn more about execute. Alright, so we're going to execute at the entity, so we're going to do @a, so just selecting players. Also, before I forget, if you guys want to see a video on common issues with command blocks that people have and how to avoid having them happen and fixing them, yeah, then just let me know down in the comment section below, because I would love to make that video, and I think it would be a really helpful video for people. Alright, so I'm going to execute at myself, and I'm going to detect. So detect essentially means you're checking if there's a block at a certain location relative to that player, or just at any location at all. I'm going to check right now if right under me I have a end bricks, because that's what I have under me. And the data is just going to be 0 because I'm not using any special data for it right now. And the command I'm going to have the player run is, I'm going to have it say standing ! So you notice because I'm on it, it says standing. If you stand on there, it says fail to execute. So basically I have to be standing on these endstone bricks in order for it to work. Very, very simple. Again, just works like normal execute. So what I've done is I've taken this concept, and essentially I have made a contraption where if I put on these diamond boots named Bridge Builder, I could walk around on air. And this works in survival mode, and it will kind of run to catch up with me. So you'll notice I'm just kind of running and jumping around, whatever. I will mention, by the way, that these bridges will not go away, so you can add your own command block contraption in to get rid of them, but this is just kind of a proof of concept type thing. And yeah, you'll notice that very just simply works. And what I could do as well is I could change the command blocks here, because we need to get rid of them. I'm going to detect, okay, so you notice here's the command actually. I will explain the scoreboard in just a second. That's just to test if I have boots on. But essentially, if we just say we're executing at every entity, we're detecting if the air, if one block below it is air, and then we're setting that block to cobblestone if it is, and I'm wearing those diamond boots. The way I'm testing for if the player is wearing the diamond boots, I have scoreboard players set at A, bridge 0, and then right here I have scoreboard players set at A, bridge 1, if in their inventory at slot 100B they have the bridge builders on. If you want this command, then just ask me and I will leave it down in the description, or I will reply to your comment with it. But yeah, you could also, of course, at any point, just pause the video because I do scroll through these commands, meaning that it's not super hard for you to pause the video. But anyways, if I also wanted to wreak havoc in the world, I could make it so that any entity could use this. But obviously that would be a disaster, so yeah, so you'll notice anyways here, I have detect air, set block, whatever. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to change this for, we're going to detect if there's cobblestone below me, and if so, we're going to set it to air. There we go. So now I know if I just stand on here, nothing's going to happen. But if I wear these bridge builders, all of a sudden, these cobblestone blocks start to get destroyed. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to edit this really quick. And I'm going to change it to -2 instead of -1. Because quite simply it means that I could actually fly above it and not have to worry about it. Because otherwise I end up falling constantly into the void. But it's also, yeah, this is how you could erase things really easily, of course. Of course, it also does mean that it's a bit tricky to kind of aim. But you could always make this on a larger scale, basically, and it's not that hard to do, which I just find it to be a really fun thing to play around with, and I think you guys would enjoy playing around with it too. So if you would like, I could make a one command out of this, but I don't think you need a one command for this per se. So yeah, just let me know down in the comment section if you want to see this as like a full contraption. I could work on trying to make it so that blocks would disappear after a little while, which would actually be pretty simple. I could just use armor stands and another command block clock, but I don't really think it would be necessary. The other thing is, as you could tell, it takes the blocks out from nowhere, so there is really no balancing mechanic in this, which you might want. You know, you might want there to be a full balancing mechanic so that people can't just infinitely get blocks. But I'm thinking, so guys, one thing that I've used previously in command block contraptions is Game Mode 4 custom crafting. So Game Mode 4 is something created by Accidental Games, and it's essentially their way of creating command block vanilla mods. And they've been doing this for a really long time, and I've played on their Game Mode 4 server since day one of their first server, and it's just an amazing server. I actually haven't played on it in a while, because it's just changed a lot since it originally there, but it's still a ton of fun. So if you guys want to check it out, I will leave a link down below, if I remember, to their apply section for their server, because I think, well, not a lot of people are playing on it anymore. People still do play on it, and it's still a lot of fun. And as you guys know, I used to do a series on it. I just kind of got a lot more support on this, so I kind of didn't really have time to do both. Alright, so I'm going to go over this command a bit more fully one more time. So execute at A. Executing at every player, but only if their score of bridge is exactly equal to 1. So if you hold tab, you'll notice my bridge score is currently 0, but as soon as I put that on, it turns to 1. So essentially, this thing is making sure that if I don't wear it, it'll automatically be 0, but if I am wearing it, it will be set to 1. And I need to change this back to what it was before, of course. What I should mention is if I don't make this one command contraption, you will be able to play around with it in the next world download, which I'm thinking of doing every 5 episodes. So yeah, we should be in 3 episodes from now then at another world download, which it's just crazy to me that I'm already on episode 12, and I think we've covered, let's take a look at execute, and we've covered everything about execute, which is pretty awesome because that was all covered in less than 10 minutes. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, go ahead and check out the other episode, leave a like down below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah guys, thanks for watching. See you in the other episode. Bye!